This is definitely a more serious trailer. This was all business, alright? The first trailer had, like, the jokes, like, "Thank you, Spider-Man," and also, no Yellow Brick Road remix. That was my
Shame.
that, like, for trailer of the year, perhaps, that's why the first one was in contention, was because of that remix is unbelievable. Um, and the drop, oh, but, yeah, this one just looks much more serious. The simple backstabbing plot, like, what's the catch gonna be? The implication for the MCU, you saw, "Oh, this is the start of a new dynasty, Kang Dynasty." Love that. Um, this is gonna be interesting. I still like my pick of Guardians of the Galaxy over this one for most anticipated films even after seeing this trailer, but this was still a solid trailer, and Jonathan Majors looks awesome.
Okay, well, you circumvented the MODOK question, but we'll get to that later. I think we found out a lot about the plot here. I think that's key based on it's a second trailer, right? We finally know there is a deal that's going to be made between Kang and Scott Lang. And what I didn't like about this is that it seems like it's going to be very blip centric again. Something that I'm hoping that we would get away from the MCU phase 4 especially. It seemed like everything was centric around the blip and actually did a detriment to telling the overall story of the MCU. Feels like we were just stuck in time, literally. Uh, but now we get to a point where Scott looks like he wants to he's missed out on his daughter's childhood, and Kang has a way of like providing, right, restoring that relationship between a younger Cassie Lang and Scott Lang. And it seems like obviously there is some evil afoot from one Kang the Conqueror, played by Jonathan Majors. But dude, I'm really starting to think Scott Lang's not going to make it out of this movie, based on uh the ass kicking that he takes in this trailer alone, and the lines that he says to Kang the Conqueror, saying, "We like one of us doesn't like we just both have to lose when it comes to when the one-on-one fight." Um, Kang ain't losing, dude. This is like they say like flat out in the trailer, like this is the start of a new dynasty. Whose dynasty? Kang's dynasty, right? And Scott Lang, he might not be an integral part of the future for the Avengers. I know they're trying to go a younger route. He's been in the MCU since 2015. Is there a way? Do you think there is a chance, I should say, that Scott Lang and Paul Rudd are done in the MCU following this movie?
Third movie in a trilogy. Usually a trilogy ends
Oh
things.
man.
And I will also say in this trailer, you got a lot of serious Scott Lang, a lot of dramatic acting from Paul Rudd. Now, is that his forte? No, clearly not. We had a deal. I, I don't know who this guy is, but he gave me
Oh
a second
man.
chance. Just the acting's not looking particularly great, but that's not what he's known for. This could be the end. And
I have faith in Paul Rudd, by the way. I'm not gonna say just by that one line he's not gonna put on a performance here.
I'm not saying you won't, but I think we know what we're gonna get, and I don't think it's gonna be anything amazing, it's gonna be solid, and that's all I expect here. I think this could be the end. Based on this trailer, yeah, I see that. 3rd one in a movie, you usually don't get another movie. Like, what else is he gonna do in the MCU after this? Like, he could be a guy that links like, is he just gonna be a cameo guy that links people to the quantum realm to fight Kang or connect with Kang, like in Secret Wars? Is that gonna be a shtick? Like, he's not gonna get another movie. So this smells like the end, but we
He
all know MCU doesn't like killing off characters.
Yeah, and he can't get stuck in the quantum realm again, right? Like they can't be like that can't happen twice. And I think it also might be the end because if we notice about the settings of these phase 4 projects leading into phase 5, a lot of them take place where? The West Coast, right? That's where we have She-Hulk, that's where we have Shang-Chi, also here San Francisco, I believe, is that where we have this crew for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. They are developing younger heroes. Catherine Newton stepping in, recasted as Cassie Lang. It might be the West Coast Avengers' time to shine here, and there might be a little bit of the passing of the torch. And especially when you're trying to delve into like the emotional impact of this movie, the relationship between Cassie Lang and Scott Lang, he might be sacrificing himself for his daughter. That might be the ultimate showing, right,
That's what it
of
feels
how
like.
much love he has for his daughter. So I'm definitely not going to put it out of the realm of possibility that this is the last time we see Scott Lang. Is it more probable that we actually lose Michael Douglas though, just because of like his age and like does he really feel any type of connection to the MCU, or even just a Michelle Pfeiffer? Like it feels like we're letting go. I don't know if it's just because like yes, it's the end of a trilogy, but is it too soon that the MCU is letting go of a star like like Paul Rudd after his debut only in 2015 compared to like what we got for the Phase 1 heroes with like Chris Hemsworth, Chris Hemsworth and Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans. Like does he I guess deserve more of a runtime and to make it, especially after being absent from Infinity War?
No, he doesn't. It's his non-core Avenger. He
Cold.
has gotten 3 movies, a trilogy. That's enough
True.
for Ant-Man. Like before this was
I don't
even a
like the way you
movie,
said that.
our uncle used to call us Ant-Man as a superhero because it was such a demeaning diss. Like it's not like he deserves any of this as in the character. I think 3 movies and you're done. You introduce us to the new star of the MCU. Thank you for your service. Goodbye. I think that's
Whoa,
fine.
whoa, whoa! You need to take a step back because you're
So,
just coming off
what am I
disrespectful.
thinking wrong here? This
You
isn't
are
Captain
you are
America.
coming off disrespectful right now, right?
I don't
You are.
care.
No, this is the time of Ant-Man. This is like his first of all, like small scale within the realms of the MCU type of movies that he's had. Now he's getting the opportunity. Peyton Reed is getting the opportunity. Paul Rudd's getting the opportunity to be on a large scale that's going to really, really, really impact the future of the MCU. So I don't like your dismissive attitude whatsoever. I think you need to tone that back.
I'm not saying it's gonna be a bad movie. I think it'll be good. I
Yeah.
just don't see this as I don't see Paul Rudd's Ant-Man. I think he elevated the character from the comics where it was such a literal small, not like literally small, but like not a non-core C list comic book hero, and like literally could have been a D list
Not
MCU
D,
hero.
not D, not D list. No,
But
definitely C.
we'll give you C. But he's elevated it, and it's amazing what he's done. But your time's up. Like
What do you sound like Kang right now, dude? You're telling Paul
start of a
Rudd,
new
Scott Lang, his
dynasty.
time's up. Not disrespectful.
And
I think,
I do want to say
but
as
like, but
well.
this is an age like who would you rather see She-Hulk and Shang-Chi over Ant-Man?
No,
No. So why don't you extend him? Because he hasn't had the same lifespan in the MCU like a Iron Man, like a uh Captain America or Thor. Like, why don't you extend him a little bit, especially if you're going to have that potential rematch in Kang Dynasty? What if it comes down to Paul Rudd at the end of Kang Dynasty and it starts off with this movie, Quantumania? Come on.
let
Come
me get
on, dude. Think of the
let me
possibilities.
make something clear. I would extend him, but do I think
Whoa.
I
You did not
think it
come
would
off that
happen?
way.
Do I think it will happen? No. Look at Guardians. I know James Gunn's leaving, but this is it.
They started around the same time.
This is it. It's gonna be the same for Ant-Man. And
So make a prediction. Is he going to die?
MC doesn't like killing people. I'm trying to think what they would do.
Is he going to die in this movie and potentially come back later?
Yes.
I think it's too.
I
They make
think
it too obvious. They make it too obvious he's going to die in this trailer, which means he's not.
they're gonna do a Elizabeth Olsen type thing from with Wanda, where like, yo, you think she's dead, but not on screen. And then Secret
Incomparable.
Wars, he's back,
She was a
connected to the
villain. She
quantum
was
realm.
a villain. She was a villain.
Yeah, well, I
Uh,
definitely don't want She-Hulk and
let's
West Coast Avengers over
yeah.
him.
I say we move on to other parts of this trailer because maybe we are seeing eye to eye, but you're just not displaying it. So I think we should go to MODOK because this was a huge question about this movie. We knew MODOK was going to be here. There was questions surrounding like who is MODOK going to be in this movie? Who's going to play MODOK? Is it going to be Bill Murray who's joining this cast? Is it going to feature the return of former Ant-Man villains? And guess what? Corey Stoll is revealed as the face of MODOK in a visual that was made for nightmares with his face compressed to a rectangle that looks like I could have edited it as a member of the Drive-In podcast, but there was another moment where MODOK was shown again with almost like the Yellow Jacket. His character in the original Ant-Man has the arms flailing, right, with the guns, and then he also has a mask on. That's a little bit more comic accurate. So I guess now, Ricky Flex, tell me your reactions to MODOK.
That I was a little shocked by the Corey Stoll. That was wild. I did not see that coming.
Jarring.
But the comic book accuracy, I thought was pretty good. I did like it. I liked the depiction of it. Not with Corey Stoll's face, but like with the mask or whatever you want to call it, the cube, the pure cube. I liked. I still, again, without doing any research and knowing exactly MODOK, I'm interested how he's going to fit in here, and if this is a one and done, or is he going to be part of this going forward? The MCU that is.
Oh, he's maybe MODOK
A
will
sidekick
live
to
on.
Kang. I don't know the story with MODOK. I don't know anything.
It's not comic accurate. Like by having Yellow Jacket, Corey Stoll's character become MODOK, not comic accurate whatsoever.
Okay. Well, okay. Yeah, and just having Yellow Jacket and Corey Stoll in it tells me this is a one and done. Like, why would they have Corey Stoll and this cube just going around with Kang and his dynasty? I feel like Kang could carry it himself. So I feel like this is a one and done. But again, I don't really know too much, so anything's possible, I guess.
It's giving me some like Tim Roth returning in She-Hulk vibes, with the total new outlook, total new view of the character visually, but then also like maybe he plays a different role than like it becomes a little bit of a different just identity is a little bit different compared to the previous movie that they took on. The character itself is different in terms of its motivations. He's been stuck in the quantum realm for a long time now. It kind of makes sense though, after at the end of Ant-Man, he's kind of like crushed. His arms and his legs are kind of condensed, and then he's shot to the quantum realm. It makes sense story-wise that he becomes MODOK. But do people want to see more Corey Stoll? I don't know. I just don't feel like people were jumping on the Corey Stoll bandwagon after House of Cards, and then he went on to do Ant-Man like right after, and like he might be the next guy. Hasn't panned out, I think, like people anticipated it would. It seems like he's just a really good character actor. He's a good supporting actor in a lot of different roles. Yeah, but any other thoughts on Quantumania before we wrap it up?
Still looking forward to it a lot. We got an active Jonathan Majors.
Yeah,
Active
look,
Kang.
how about his look? How about his blue face? It seems like there was some more like editing that was done in the green room or whatever. But I think that he's got to be the part of this movie I'm most excited to see. And if you're thinking about anything else, like you're crazy. The visuals do look cool, and that's something that was our takeaway after seeing the first trailer. Then going to see the trailer again in IMAX 3D prior to Avatar: Way of Water. It really was breathtaking, some of the visuals. Yeah, like this, I think Jonathan Majors and how he's following up his initial appearance in the MCU as playing a variant of Kang in Loki. We're going to see like what the future of the MCU is going to look like, something that hasn't been clear that wasn't clear in phase 4 in any singular project. Now it seems like we're going to have an idea of what to expect going into, right, the next few years.